Myschoolers. This is my school channel where we are tackling the 2017 JAMB past question for the subject physics. In this clip, we'll be tackling question 31 to 49. So join me as we jump right into question 31. Which of the following is correct about an electric cell? Okay, primary cell produces a large current for a long time. This is incorrect about primary cells. B, secondary cell has a very high internal resistance. On the contrary, they have low internal resistance. Option C, primary cell has a very low internal resistance. This is also incorrect. Option D, secondary cell has a very low internal resistance and they provide large amounts of current for a long time with a little change in their terminal potential difference. So the most correct or viable option in all of these options we are given is option D. Secondary cell has a very low internal resistance and they supply large current for a long time. Option D is super correct. Question 32. Which of the following is a semiconductor? Copper is a good conductor. Silicon is a semiconductor. Plastic is a non-conductor or an insulator, okay, or a poor conductor. And we have iron is a very good conductor. So the semiconductor we have out of all of these options is option B for silicon. Silicon is a semiconductor. Question 33. Which of the following surfaces will absorb radiant heat energy? Okay, so the best one we have here is black. Okay, black tends to absorb more heat energy, okay, than it reflects it. Okay, white do the contrary. It does the contrary. It reflects light energy the better. So we can see that that's why we feel hotter, okay, when we put on black on such days where the sunshine is very high or hot. Okay, so the correct option here is option C for black. A black surface absorbs radiant energy the most. Option C is super correct. Question 34. It is known that a neutron exists in a light atomic nucleus. Which of the following also exists in the nucleus? Okay, the nucleus of an atom is positively charged because of the presence of proton. The outermost side or region of an atom, okay, contains electronic shells where electrons are found. So going back to the question, inside the nucleus of an atom, the two particles you can find here is a proton that is positively charged and neutron that is electrically neutral. So the correct option here is option D. Inside, which of the following also exists in the nucleus alongside the neutron? That is the proton. Option D is very correct. Number 35, the instrument to measure the relative density of liquid based on the concept of buoyancy, okay, that option should be option B for hydrometer. Thermometer is used to measure temperature, hydrometer, the relative density of liquid, spring balance to measure mass, okay, beaker, that is for volume of liquid or reagents used in the laboratory. So the correct option here is option B for hydrometer. Question 36. What is the speed of a body vibrating at 50 cyclic per second? Okay, so when a body moves through a circle like that, the angle formed, okay, is equal to 360. It sweeps through an angle of 360 or 2 pi radians. Okay, so we are having 50 cyclic per second, just 1 second. That will be 50 times 2 pi radians. Okay, 50 times 2, that is 100 pi radians. Okay, then recall that angular speed equals that angle formed, okay, in radian over the time. The time given is just 1 second per second. Okay, so already we have 50 times 2 pi radians, that is 100 pi radians over 1 second, that's still 100 pi radians. So the unit for angular speed is 100 pi radians, okay, per second, radians per second. So the correct answer is option A, 100 pi radians per second. So option A is super correct. You can join the winning team by clicking on the link in the description below. It takes you to the Myschool website where you can get the Myschool software for your laptops or your desktops and the Myschool mobile app for your smartphones. Okay, so right now we are tackling question 37. The action of blotting paper on ink is due to what? Okay, first, this blotting paper, also known as the bibulous paper, is a type of highly absorbent material, okay, that can help you soak in or absorb ink, okay, excess ink or excess liquid from a particular surface. This can be oil or ink, okay. So that is what this blotting paper does, and such material can be a paper just like we have it here. So the action of this particular material is due to capillarity, as capillarity also explains the concept behind water moving up the stem of a plant, how kerosene will rise through the wick, okay, and also how wax will rise through the wick of a candle as well. So the correct option here is C for capillarity. So don't forget that you have to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button and tap on bell notifications so you can get alerts as soon as the next videos are released. Question 38. When two mirrors are placed at an angle of 90 degrees to each other, how many images will be formed when an object is placed in front of the mirrors? Okay, so the number of images that an observer will see when an object is placed, okay, is placed close to two mirrors that are being positioned at 90 degrees to each other. Okay, so from the question we are asked, how many images will be formed when an object is placed in front of these two mirrors positioned at angle 90 degrees. Okay, so this is very easy. The number of images the observer will see depends on the angle, and the angle here is 90 degrees. So the formula is just the number of images, that is n equals 360 over the angle, okay, minus 1. So the angle here is 90. So that is 360 is being divided by 90, and that is 4. Then minus 1, that is 3. So 3 images will be seen by the observer. So the correct option here is option C for 3. Number 39. If silicon is doped with phosphorus, what type of semiconductor material will be formed? Okay, doping silicon with a group 5 element like phosphorus, okay, this will give rise to an extra valence electron, making this compound, okay, electrically conductive, and that is a kind of N-type semiconductor. So the correct option here is option C for N-type semiconductor. Right there, we're tackling question 40. Okay, calculate the angle of minimum deviation of a 60-degree prism of a refractive index of 1.5, giving sine inverse of 0.75 as 49. So we're asked to calculate the angle of minimum deviation, and this is the value for the refractive angle of the prism. So the formula for this will be the refractive index n, okay, equals sine, okay, half of the refracting angle, okay, plus the angle for the minimum deviation over sine half, okay, of the refracting angle. Okay, already from the question we are given refractive index as 1.5. So 1.5 is still the same thing as 3 over 2, okay, equals sine into brackets, okay, would have, we are given the refractive angle as 60 degrees, 60, and we are asked to find the minimum deviation, okay, over sine half. A is still 60, so 2 here 1, 2 here 30, okay, so sine 30 is 0.5, so we'd have 1.5 equals sine half of 60 plus d, okay, over sine 30 degrees. So by the time we cross multiply, we would have sine 30 already is 0.5. So that will be 0.5 times 1.5. That'll be 1.5 times 0.5 equals what we have here. This times this gives us 0.75. So for us to eliminate this sign, we send it to the other side so it becomes a sine inverse. So what we'll be having is sine inverse of 0.75 equals half, okay, 60 plus d. Very well. Sine inverse of 0.75, we're already given for the question that it is roughly equal to 49 degrees. So there we'll have 49 equals 1 over 2 of 60 plus d. Okay, by the time we cross multiply, 2 times 49, okay, that gives us 98 equals 60 plus d. Already the 2 has moved, so we are left with 1. 1 times 60, 60. 1 times d, that is plus d. Okay, so what do? We collect like terms. So we would have 98 minus 60 equals d. 98 minus 60, that is 38. Okay, and we're talking about angle, that's 38 degrees. So the minimum deviation is 38 degrees. So all we just have to do is to go back there and pick the correct option. So looking through all of these options, we will confirm that option A for 38 degrees is the correct option. Question 41. What is the cost of running 7 40-watt lamps, okay, and 5 80-watt lamps for 12 hours if the electrical energy costs 7 naira kilowatts per hour? Okay, 7 kilowatts per hour, 7 naira, 4 kilowatts per hour. All right, so we have electrical energy equals, okay, the power of the appliances, that is in kilowatts, all right, multiplied by the time of electricity consumption, and that is in hours. Okay, so we have the power consumption of those appliances. We have the first one, which is 40-watt lamps, and there are 7 of them, so that is 7 times 40. That gives us 280. Okay, and we have the second appliance, which is 5 of 80-watt lamps, so that is 5 times 80, we have 400. Okay, adding up, we have 680 watts. So remember that it is measured in kilowatts, not just watts. So converting 680 watts to kilowatts, divide by 1000, okay, and that gives us 0.68 kilowatts. Okay, so 0.68 multiplied by the time with its units in hours, so we have 12 hours, so no need of any conversion. So on multiplying, we'll have 8.16. All right, so we are now told that per hour. Okay, so recall that 1 hour equals to 7. Okay, we call 7 naira, okay, per hour. Then, all right, so 1 watt we cost this 1 hour, therefore 8.16 watts we cost how much? Cross multiplying would have x times 1 equals to 8.16 times 7. That is roughly 57 points. Roughly 57 points. Let me scan through our option. 57.12. That is the closest that we can get. Okay, so we can see that since we have the power of the electrical consumption, okay, and the appliance put together, we have it as 8.16, okay. We multiply it by the cost, okay, per hour, and that is what gives us this 57.12. This is the electrical energy. So let's go back to the screen and select out our answer. So the question reads, what is the cost of running 7 40-watt lamps and 5 80-watt lamps for 12 hours of the electrical energy costs this per, okay, 7 naira kilowatts per hour. Okay, so the cost now is 57.12 naira. So option D is very correct. Question 42. We have this figure here. So going back to the question, from the diagram above, calculate the total current in this circuit. Okay, so we can see that all of these resistance, they are arranged in parallel. Okay, so arrangement in parallel okay, you know the formula. We're going to put out the formula. Then we have a voltage of 12 volts here, okay. So we're asked to find the current I, the total current I of the circuit. So join me as we tackle this question. So we'll record that arrangement in parallel, all right, equals 1 over, the first one is 18, followed by the second resistance is 12, then 6. Okay, so the LCM here is 36. 18 in 36, that is 2 times 1, we have 2, okay? Plus 12 in 36, that is 3 times 1, we have 3, okay? We have plus 6 in 36, that is 6 times 1, that is 6. Okay, so I will have 1 over R equals 2 plus 6, 2 plus 3, 5, plus 6, 11. So I have 11 over 36. What do? I cross multiply, okay? So by the time we cross multiply, we would have 36 times 1 equals R times 11. Dividing both sides by 11 gives us 3.27. On goes the, okay, the value, all right? So we just have this, okay, 36 times 1 is 36 divides 11, we have 3.27 ohms, okay? So the formula for the total current now, current usually, recall, is V over R, okay? And we know for an arrangement in parallel, the voltage is all the same, okay? So the total voltage in the system is 12 over the total resistance, which is 3.27. By the time we carry out this operation, we would have our current to be 3.66666, roughly 3.67 amperes, okay? Or we can use another formula as giving our total current, okay, equals the first current 1, okay, plus current 2 plus current 3, okay? Remember that the formula for current, so for current 1, that will be V over R1. So V, remember that we said V is constant, so that will be V over R1, which is 18, plus V over R2, okay, which is 12, plus V over R3, which is 3, which is 6 rather, okay? So we record that from the question, V is 12. So let's just impute the value of V. All right, so 12, we can say 6 here 2, 6 here 3. 2 over 3 gives us 0.66666, like that. Then 12 in 12, that is 1. 12 is being divided by 6, that is 2. Okay, so 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus this gives us 3.66666. So we still arrive at the same answer. So whatever method works for you, okay, still makes your answer valid. So let's go back to the screen and pick out the correct answer or the correct option. So look through the options with me and you would confirm that option B for 3.7 amperes is correct. Question 43. Remember that we have plenty of solution providers waiting for you on the Myschool website. All you just have to do is to click on the link in the description below. It takes you to the Myschool website where you can ask your questions right now, and within moments you will get the answers that you are looking for. So join me as we tackle question 43 once again. Calculate the time taken for a mango fruit that falls from the tree 20 meters high to the ground, okay? Acceleration due to gravity is given as 10 meters per second squared. All we just have to do is to employ the equation of motion, okay? And that is S equals to ut plus half at squared. We're going to use that particular line, okay? We have different equations of motion, but we're using that one based on the parameters that we are given. So we have this S can represent distance, but this time around we have to convert it to h because of the height, okay? H equals to ut Okay, so from here, we will see that it's falling, okay, from a position of rest. So that is 0. 0 times t, that is still 0. So practically we have h equals half of a t squared. So we are given the height as 20 meters. So 20 equals half, okay, times acceleration due to gravity, that is 10 times t squared. So 2 here 1, 2 here 5. So I have 20 equals to 5t squared. Okay, dividing both sides by 5. So I will have t squared equals 4. We are asked to find t, not t squared. So what do? We square root both sides to eliminate this square. So that implies that t equals 2. Square root of 4 is 2 seconds. So let's go back to the board, to the screen rather, and select the correct option. So we see option D for 2 seconds is correct. Perhaps you have better steps or explanations to any of the questions we've tackled so far in any of our video clips. Please, we would like to know. Kindly use the comment section below indicating the question number and the steps you would like to share. Number 44. Which of the following is not a mechanical wave? Okay, when they say wave is mechanical, that means it requires a material medium for it to be transmitted. Okay, for example, we talk about sound, air, okay, we talk about seismic wave, we talk about tsunami, we talk about other waves like you can notice in ropes and springs. So they require a material medium, okay, for their propagation. So on the contrary, we have the electromagnetic wave. They don't require a material medium. They can travel through a vacuum. Example, they are your lights, okay, your ultraviolet wave, your radio waves, your infrared, okay. So looking at all of these options, okay, we can see that option B for radio waves is an example of electromagnetic wave. The rest are examples of mechanical waves. So the correct option here is option B for radio waves. Question 45. The velocity ratio of an inclined plane where angle of inclination in theta is what? Okay, so VR, which is for velocity ratio, equals 1 over sine theta. Or you can also have the presentation as VR equals distance moved by the effort over distance moved by the load. Okay, so that is the effort over load. So the correct option here is option D, which is for velocity ratio equals 1 over sine theta. Number 46, the volume of a fixed mass of gas is 10 centimeter cube when its pressure is 400 centimeter mercury. Determine the volume of the gas when its pressure is 200 centimeter mercury. This is just a good intro to Boyle's law. Remember, Robert Boyle's law states that the volume of a fixed mass of gas is inversely proportional to the volume, the pressure is inversely proportional to the volume, okay, provided that temperature remains constant. So P equals, okay, K over V, then when you are switching, we will have PV, all right? So let's just go back to providing solution to this question. So we recall that pressure is inversely proportional to volume. So we'd have this formula, P1 V1 equals to P2 V2. The pressure is given as 400 centimeter mercury, then the volume is given as 10 centimeter cube, okay, equals the P2, which is 200 centimeter mercury times V2. We are asked to find the final volume, okay, not V squared, this is V2 as a subscript, please, so don't mind my positioning. Okay, so we'd have it struck out like this. So 2 here 1, 2 here 20, so equals to 20 centimeter cube. So let's go back to our screen and select the correct option. So we'd see that option D for 20 centimeter cube is the correct option. Question 47. Which of the following representation is correct for an atom X, okay, with 28 electrons and 30 neutrons? Okay, so we have to accept that these electrons, okay, this particular atom X is in a free state, okay, so there is no electron loss or gain, okay, so that means the proton number equals the electron number in a free state. So we usually have the atomic number written as subscript and the atomic mass written as a superscript. So that implies that the atomic number is 28 protons, okay? And we have the neutron number. Recall that the atomic mass that we have here as the superscript, okay, is the addition of the proton number plus neutron number. So we've gotten the proton number or the atomic number as 28, added to 30 for the neutron number. 30 plus 28, that gives us 58. So the atomic mass is 58 and the atomic number is 28. So the correct option here is option A. 28 for atomic number, 58 for atomic mass. So option A is super correct. Question 48. Which of the following is true of an electrical charge? Okay, a positive charge means deficit electron. That means electrons are being lost, because for an atom to be electrically neutral, okay, the number of protons which has a value of which is positively charged must be equal to the number of electron which is negatively charged to make the atom become electrically neutral. So when there is deficit or loss in electron, the atom becomes, okay, positively charged, becomes a positive ion. Okay, then negative charge means excess of electrons. So when there is electron gain, okay, that means a negative charge, more electrons coming in. Then electric current means the movement of electrons, or is the rate of flow of electrons through a conductor or in a conductor. So all of these statements, they are correct. So saying that which of the following is true of an electrical charge, all of the above, very, very true. So option D is super correct. Question 49. Which of the following is not true of an electrical charge? So we have to take note of what essential is in the question. So the essential here is not, okay? So they are portraying to us that some of these statements are true, okay, and a particular one is not true. So which of these is not true about an electrical charge? Okay, at first, considering option A, negative charge means deficit of electron. No, that is wrong. Positive charge means there is deficit or loss of electrons. Okay, so B, negative charge means excess of electron. That is good, that is very correct. That also implies gain of electrons. C, electric current means movement of electrons, or the rate of flow of electrons in a conductor. So all of the above, no, not all of the above is incorrect. Okay, just one of them is not correct, and that is statement A in option A, stating that negative charge means deficit electron. So option A is not true of an electric charge. We have come to the end of the physics subjects, the year 2017, but you know that there are definitely more subjects to come. Please, we know you are enjoying this content and you would like us to bring you more. All you just have to do for us is to hit on the like button, click the subscribe button and tap on bell notifications so you can get alert as soon as we upload the next videos for the next subject.